thank you guys so much for coming tonight. That is a really amazing welcome. I am going to quickly do a very brief Q&A, a fact for you guys, because I've been getting some questions a lot, and if I answer them first, we won't have to spend time on them. And most of you know the answers anyway. So first of all, Twilight the movie. Okay, I don't have anything brand new for you. We're still in pre-production. The writer is working on the script right now. So I don't have any dates or anything like that, but it is moving forward. So that's good news. Number two, I'm not going to answer any questions about what might happen in the next book. You didn't think I was going to. And it's nothing speculative either. I don't care how off the wall it is. If you want to know what would happen if a vampire did a mermaid, I'm still not going to answer. Nothing like that. Okay. Next one. If you ask me which is my favorite character, that is the same as asking me which is my favorite child, and I can't choose, so sorry. And the last one, no, Jacob did not imprint on Bella. So that covers most of the repeat questions for you. All right, so now we'll get right into it and get to the questions that you guys want to answer to. Right in the back seat. Hold on.
How long have you been writing?
I have been writing since June 2nd of 2003, exactly. Okay, in the blue.
Why was the concert Bella bought Alice and Edward tickets to?
You. Pink first man, right there, blonde. Okay, over here. Who's got the big question we're screaming about? Okay, right there.
What happens to Edward and Bella has a period?
Include that one in the back. Okay, go online. There's like 76 pages of discussion on that. I don't want to get into it here. Okay, Laura.
How does the story travel? It seems like Jane would need her way to an airliner.
The Volturi can be extremely civilized. Now, they have their own jet, of course, and they're quite able to use public transportation if there's a need. They're well able to control themselves. Jane, just really doesn't like Bella, so that makes it tougher for her. Okay, in the front row.
What advice do you have for aspiring authors who are here?
Okay, advice for aspiring authors, which I'm assuming there are many up here because I find that a lot of people get really excited about writing. And first of all, go for it. It's a fantastic career. If you can get into it, there's nothing better than getting paid for something you would do anyway. Secondly, while you're writing, do not worry about who's going to sign you up, which publisher you want, what your audience is. Write for yourself. That's the best kind of writing. Entertain you. And then when you're all done, then get online, go to Writer's Market online, find the agent that fits your genre, and get started. But first, concentrate on the book, finish it, and then worry about the rest. Okay, the boy in the black shirt.
Why is Billy Black in a wheelchair?
Why? Oh, yeah, Billy Black. Why he's in a wheelchair? Diabetes. Sorry, easy answer. Okay, white jacket.
Why can't Edward hear a Bella thinking?
Edward can't hear Bella because that's the way she was born. Why can Edward hear what everyone else is thinking? Because that's how he was born, and why Alice can see the future. It's just sort of who she is. There is a little bit genetic to that, but we won't really get into that until Midnight Sun. Okay, brown shirt. Okay, wait, I couldn't hear you, but if you're going to say something about Jacob dying, you might want to rephrase. Are you sure you want to answer that question? Maybe we should skip ahead. Okay, right here.
Do your book covers have any symbolic meaning?
Some of the book covers have symbolic meaning for me, some of them do not. With the apple cover, that one for me is about the idea of a choice. You really look at it, it's like you're being offered this apple, or you've just received it. Are you going to bite in? Are you going to become a part of that? Or, what if the apple's poison? There's a lot of really good apple stories in mythology, and Snow White, and the Garden of Eden, there's all kinds, and I like that idea. The ribbon for me is about the idea of trying to break away from your old life, and it's never a clean cut. There's always all the threads that are so hard to break, and so for me that's Bella thinking that she can just walk away from her human life, and it's really not that simple. So that is what that's about for me. Okay, let's see, in the black dress.
Do you have a cover for Midnight Sun yet?
I do not have a cover for Midnight Sun. Midnight Sun's on chapter 12. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, right there. Yes.
Do you see any similarities to maybe Underground?
You know what, I am not a horror person, so I really can't, I don't know what the similarities would be to Underworld or Buffy or Anne Rice, because I was never into that, and now that I'm writing vampires, I don't read anything or watch anything about that. So I don't know if there are links or not. And I probably wouldn't watch it anyway. It's scary, isn't it? I don't do scary stuff. Okay, in the right here left.
How come Jasper, Bella, and Lars and Annabelle, like, are they all pushed by the meta because of their father? Like, I don't know if you have
She's asking about Jasper's scars and Bella's scar and why no one else has any. It's not that they don't have any, it's that the scars on vampire skin are really, really hard to see if you're human. As a vampire, if you were a vampire and you met Jasper, the first thing you would notice about him is that he's covered in scars. And you'd be afraid because you'd look at him and think, he's been in a fight with 1,000 different vampires and he's walked away from every one. Bella can't see the scars, but most of them, if they've ever gotten into a tangle with something, the first scar that you get heals in that process, but if you become a vampire. So that's why he has so many, because they were post-vampirization. I made up that word. I like to use it a lot now. Okay, black dress and the red underneath, yes. Yes.
Have you ever read any, like, fan fiction that are written about yourself?
Fan fiction. I have. This is the deal with fan fiction and me. When Twilight first came out and was actually on the shelf, somebody wrote me a letter and said, have you read the fan fiction about Twilight? And I was like, what fan fiction? I've never heard of this strange thing. So I got online and started reading. I think there were 30 stories online at the time. I know that's changed a little bit. And the reason that Midnight Sun exists is because of those 30 stories. Because when I read them, I thought, people kind of understand Bella. They're getting her. They do not understand Edward at all. And I was a little offended because how could they not realize what he's going through? So I wrote the first chapter from Edward's perspective just to say, look, this is harder than it looks, people. This isn't, like, oh, look, there's a cupcake. Maybe I want to eat it. Maybe I don't. It's not like that. But then once I got started, I kept going. I don't read fan fiction anymore because sometimes it's disturbing to me. Actually, there are a couple of stories that people have tipped me off to that aren't about the characters. They're about other people's reaction to the characters. There's a Harry Potter one that's adorable, and there's one about the people acting in the movie that is really, really funny too. So there are a couple that I still keep up with. Okay, let's see. How about way